all the freedom in the world to this is it's a lot different. You know, I was in school, was able to be around my friends and sit in school and do, you know, be around my teachers and peers and cheerlead and play basketball, go out when I wanted to, you know, eat the right same food that I wanted to eat and stuff like that. So it's just a lot different now.
All right. Well, that was several months ago. Then's now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know. Has Kaitlyn Hunt changed since then? Are there some things we can talk about of who Kaitlyn Hunt was when I talked to you in front of the house and who Kaitlyn Hunt is now? What's changed?
I definitely say I'm a stronger person after all this. I think I'm able to deal with more, you know, rough situations now than I was before. Handle it better than I was before, but I'm still the same person.
Right. Well, after you get out of jail, you know, will you want to go on the same sort of path that you had outlined before you were, you know, in jail, and that being, I think you wanted to go into nursing or something like that?
Yeah.
But where do you see yourself heading once you get out?
As soon as I get out, I'm going to sign up for school again. I have to re-sign up, but I'm going to start school as soon as possible, probably in January, and then go from there.
Where would you go to school and what would you be pursuing?
School here, because I can't really go anywhere else. And
Right. I mean, into River State College?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then nursing, so
Nursing.
same thing, yeah.
Right. Once you get out, how do you sort of see your life playing out day by day by day? Obviously, you're under some constraints. How do you see that playing out?
I guess it's just going to take some used to getting to. You know, I have to get used to the daily routine of staying home all day and only going certain places. But
Right.
I think it'll be okay as long as I'm with my family. My parents are there, and then my 4 sisters are there. So
Right.
I think it won't be as bad as everybody thinks it's going to be. But
Okay. So you plan to stay with your parents once you
Mhm.
get out there in Sebastian?
yeah.
Okay. That was a nice home. Ms. Grayson mentioned that one of the things that you'll be interested in is trying to change the state law
Mhm.
that was used in your case. Is that still a big thing in your life? Will that be your
Yes.
focus?
Yes, that's a big focus. When I get out, me and Julie are gonna work on changing the laws and do whatever we have to do for it to change. So we'll be working on that like a lot when I get out too.
Okay. Could you maybe talk about that a little bit, of how you would see that working out? I mean, would you two be meeting and sending letters off, or you'd be touring the state? What do you think you would do?
How we'll be meeting to work on things at our office. So
Mhm.
but I'm not really sure what we're doing exactly.
Well,
But
okay. Okay. Well, in regard to the law that has you here,
mhm.
you know, let's go through the experience of that, you know, and how you sort of wrangle with that. I think wrangle is probably even an understatement. First of all, when did you first learn, if you recall, when did you first learn that under state law it was illegal for an 18-year-old to have an intimate relationship with a 14-year-old? When did you get that?
I didn't know until I came to jail on February
Pardon?
17th. So I didn't know until I came to jail on February 17th. So
That's what, okay.
it's the first time I ever knew the law or knew how it worked with the age differences and stuff like that.
So you got in jail and you're going,
Yeah, I had no idea. I was confused. And then when Julia came to see me, she explained everything. So
okay. Well, you just talked about that very unimpassionately. It must have been a very wrangling time in your own mind. Talk about that a little bit. You know, you were grabbed off the street, so to speak, brought into a jail. You didn't quite get it.
I was just lost mostly. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know the law, so I wasn't, I was
Mhm.
confused on where I was going to go next and stuff like that. And so, I don't know, it was just I was hurt, upset, and just
Mhm.
confused mostly about everything.
Were you on the phone a lot with your parents or somebody? Who was your lifeline and all that?
I was only here for, I don't even think a full 24 hours, but
Mm-hmm.
Julia I talked to her the most. I was like that one night I was here in February, so I didn't talk to my parents until.
You talked to Ms. Graves the most then? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to-
What is it about what she said that maybe helped you get oriented or get through it?
She just told me that we were gonna do whatever we could to fix the situation. So.
Right. Before all that happened, and let's set aside the law for a minute. Let's just talk about you and CS. I'll just refer to CS because that's officially the word they use, okay? Before then, before the law came into your life, there was this relationship. Was there anything about that, relationship of an 18-14 that in your own mind you went, it's a little different? I mean, did any inklings come up like, is this right? Anything?
No. Like I said before, when we were dating, a criminal relationship never crossed my mind once. So,
Okay.
like I said, I didn't know the laws at the time. I didn't think it was wrong.
Right, right. How about your schoolmates? They must have had an inkling that you two were close or not. Do you think?
No, I mean everybody. It seems so normal to everybody else too, because there's multiple kids that are different age. They have the same gap in ages. So I think it just high school kids just aren't educated on the dating laws. So everybody thought nobody's ever said anything to me about it. So.
Okay. Well, along that same lines of before the arrest, according to the court records, your first sort of intimate encounter with her, was on campus, in a bathroom. Was that wrong? Did you have some thoughts like, whoa, should I really be doing this here?
I just think it was inappropriate maybe to do it at school, but.
Pardon?
I said it was probably inappropriate for having it at school, but other than that, I don't think what I was doing was wrong.
But in hindsight, that's in hindsight, but at that time, were you going through your mind thinking, well, should we really be doing this in the bathroom? Did that?
Yeah, it crossed my mind a little bit.
Okay. Did anybody at school call you in and say, hey, Kaitlyn, for God's sake, we heard this, cool it?
No.
Oh, okay. It seems, you've been through these interviews before. Not like I'm asking a lot of different questions, but I think from the last one you did, which was with the TV station, I think they quoted you saying that you didn't feel like you needed to apologize to her family. By that I mean CS's family, correct?
Yes, correct.
Right. But if you could sit down with them, like you're sitting here with me, what would you want to say to them? Or would you want to say to them? Would you want to sit down?
Yes, I would. I feel like I said to other people before in other interviews, I just wish they would have, sat me down before they made the decision to go to the sheriff's office and, talk to me about the situation and tell me what they didn't like about it, give me a chance to even know who I was. They didn't know who I was. They never met me. They never really gave me a chance as a friend or even a girlfriend, so.
Right.
I would like to, sit down with them and talk about that.
Well, if you don't mind my asking, how would you contrast your family and her family?
Well, my family's supportive of me being, gay, and her parents obviously weren't supportive of her being in a lesbian relationship with another girl, so I would say that's definitely a big difference between our families and hers.
Right. In contrast between your family and her family, did you feel like your family was more open and sort of communicative about things?
Yes, I think they're 1,000 times more, open about communicating about things. My parents, I tell my parents everything, so I feel like I have really, open and close relationships with both of them, so.
Right, so before all this arrest and all that stuff, you were open about having this relationship with this girl, and
Yes.
that it was more than just kind of buddies, right?
Yes, they knew.
You let your parents know, look, I'm having a, intimate relationship. They knew that?
I don't know if they knew that, but
They
they knew
knew
together.
that, okay. There was girlfriend. Okay, they knew that part.
Yeah.
Let's look over the other side of the fence, so to speak, at CS's family. Were you, you don't have to answer this, but do you feel that you were fearful of them? Do you feel like that you couldn't get to them, or what?
I guess I felt like I never had a chance to get to them.
Okay.
You know, I always asked CS if, you know, if her parents knew or stuff like that, and she just said no, so I never really, you know, asked more after.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Do you regret that there was not an opportunity to meet with her parents?
I regret it, yes, because, you know, like I said before, I feel like, you know, they never knew me, you know, they never got a chance to meet me. I mean, I feel like it would have been different if they would have, you know, been like more adult-like, like my parents would have been, you know, in a situation like this, and sat me down and told me what they didn't like about the situation, and, you know, tell me their dislikes, and I would have respected what they had said to me, but they never gave me the chance to sit down with them and
Right.
talk about stuff like that. So
Am I hearing that if there had been an opportunity, you had sat down with them and they'd said, "Cool it, Kaitlyn,"
yeah,
would you have cooled it?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
her parents, they're adults. I would have respected what they had said, but never once did they ever come to me. So